Hello YouTube, Canadian Edge here. We are going to review a knife today. And the knife that we have, it is from Mtech. And make sure I don't say Microtech. This is Mtech. This is the Mtech A1194BRD. And this has a blade size of 3.25 inches, not quite 11 inches. Open, it is 7.75 inches, and closed, it is 4.25 inches. The steel on this, it is a 3CR13 reverse tanto blade style. And the 3CR13, while not your highest quality steel, it is easy to sharpen. It is a very budget steel. But it does have an edge, and it is easy to put an edge back on it. The weight of this, it is 3.2 ounces. The handle, it is injection molded nylon fiber with the stainless steel liners. The pocket clip on this, it is unfortunately just right hand tip up. So can't really change that around. I guess you could drill your own holes if you wanted to put it over on the left hand side, but right hand carry, tip up. It is a liner lock, and it is flipper and assisted opening, so it does have the flipper tab, and it is assisted. The jimping on this, it has jimping on the back here that you can see, and jimping on the back here, although I'm not really sure what the point of that is. I guess give your hand extra grip. But yeah, I'm a fan of the jimping. I like jimping. And it does have, just going to close this real quick. It does have a lanyard hole. Can you see that? It's not very big, so you're not going to be putting a very big lanyard through there. It's quite thin. So yeah, those of you who use lanyards, something to keep in mind if you were looking at this knife. All right, let us do a size comparison. So starting off, we have the Ontario Rat 2. So it's a bit bigger than that. We've got Benchmade Bug Out, and you can see it does have a little bit of length on both of those knives. Grab a couple other knives here in just a second. We have the Sencut Saxi, and you can see those are basically the same size. The Sencut might have slightly bigger, and the Civivi Cogent, and yeah, they are just a hair bigger, not very much. So mid-size knife, it's got good size to it, and we can do a sharpness test and see. I have used this knife actually a fair bit, and so the blade is not as sharp as it could be, and could do with some sharpening on there. And we will try my good old favorite, the zip tie, because everybody loves zip ties. And it goes through there, but it takes a little bit of effort to go through there. Not a great deal. We'll try the garden twine. It cuts through that, kind of. That's the worst twine. I need to get something different than that. And through the rope. So you can see it cuts through things, but not the greatest. It was slightly sharper out of the box, but again, I have been using it for different things, opening different things and that. But still, it should have held an edge a little bit longer than that. So this will probably be an edge that I touch up and just make it a little bit sharper if I intend to carry this and use it more. And in terms of the blade, it is just slightly left of center. So not quite centered, but slightly left. But there is there's no blade play. It sits in there nice and solid. And so that's good, because this is a $20 knife here in Canada. I've seen it as low as $9 in the US. So it's not one of your big expensive knives, but it seems to be a relatively decent knife. So it does have the snappy assist, and when I first got it, it had the really strong detent on the opening, and it's still a bit of a push to get it to launch, but once you get it going, it works pretty good, and it is breaking in more and more as it gets used. So yeah, just a breaking in period, and it works not too bad. And it has the fancy coloring on it there, which maybe a lot of people would think is neat. Even the screws holding it together have the rainbow color on it. Which brings me to, you know, I like the aesthetics of the knife. I think it's a sharp looking knife. I like what they did with the blade profile. It's good looking. It isn't really a fuller, and it isn't really a thumb hole, because you can't necessarily use it to open the knife if you want to pinch it open, but that overrides the assist. So not exactly what I would recommend. And it's only on one side, so you don't have that on both sides of the blade. So it's more aesthetics, just something to give it a different look. I like the handle, what they did with the handle. It's still a fairly generic looking handle, but it works good, and the knife, it looks nice. You can take or leave the rainbow coloring. I'm not big on it. It's not something that I think is great. It kind of gives it that garage, gas station knife look, but hey, some people like it. So, and it's a $20 knife, so whatever, not a big deal. The ergonomics on it, it's good ergonomics. I like the ergonomics. It feels good in the hand. You get a good purchase on it. Good grip. The jimping, it is somewhat aggressive, but it works. Oh, I'm just noticing something. There is a little bit, I don't know if you can see that on the camera. There's a little split there. I don't know if that's, oops. Oh, my camera's not gonna focus. Oh well. On one of the jimping, there's a split, so I don't know if that's a defect in the metal or somebody just got carried away, because there's only one of the rises there in the jimping. Anyway, ergonomically, it's comfortable knife to hang on to. Feels good. The grip, you can see the different patterns and bevels and that. The grip is good on it. One thing I'm a little concerned about, I'll get to that later. The grip, yeah, it's a comfortable grip, feels good in the hand. You've got good length on the handle here. I have a medium-sized hand, so there's a little bit of room, so a larger hand would fit on there quite well. And the pivot is good on it. Works fine. Like I say, it was just that detent for the first opening, and then things start working a lot better once you start breaking it in. So some of the things that I didn't like, of course, the pocket clip. One of my usual complaints: pocket clip is raised, wear and tear on your pocket. The screws and the pocket clip would have been nice if they were countersunk, just so they're down. Also, the pocket clip, when you're hanging on to it, it does have a bit of a spot on your back of your hand there, just under your small finger, which if you're using it a lot for, a long period of time, that might become a hot spot because you do notice it. So, and one of the other things, it fits in the pocket well. Not quite deep carry because you do have part of the knife sticking out, but it does fit in the pocket well, except when you reach in, it's got this jimping at the back here, and your hand rubs on that every time you reach into your pocket, which is not very comfortable. It's just not the best thing. So I'm not really excited about that either. It doesn't like cut you or anything like that. It is rounded edges, but it's just not a comfortable feeling when you reach into your pocket to grab something and that's the first thing that you hit. So yeah, I'm not sure, because that's really not necessarily giving you a lot of extra grip, but I suppose it helps a little bit. So whatever, trade-off, a little extra grip, a little less comfort. But it does fit in the pocket nice because it is a nice slim design. So hey, for 20 bucks, this is a knife that you could carry around. You can use and abuse. And if it gets lost, broken, whatever, it's not that big a deal. But it is a good looking knife. It works. It does the trick. And I was skeptical when I first got it. And it's kind of won me over. I've carried it more than I actually thought I would. And so, yes, I would recommend this as an EDC. If somebody's on a budget looking for just a very cheap knife that they can carry and don't worry if something happens to it, this might be something you want to look at. 20 bucks Canadian. You can't go, actually, I think it's 22 Canadian. So yeah, you can't go wrong if you're looking for a very budget knife. You might have to keep sharpening it a lot, but again, too, that's not a big deal. So this is the Mtech A1194BRD. And here in Canada, you can find those at Blades Canada. There's a number of places down in the States that you can order them from. And so they are relatively easy to find. So, all right, that is it for this review. Thank you for joining me on this. Check out my other reviews. Hit the like, hit subscribe, leave me a comment. I will get back to you. And we will do this all over again with another knife. But until then, you stay safe and stay sharp.